Hi there, Aries. Thank you for joining me for your weekly forecast for week commencing the 22nd of August. The key word for you this week, I think, is virtue. But it's not a week where you choose to be too virtuous and let your passion be pulverized by duty. But it is a week when you can become much more conscious of the need to feed your bodily system and your overall life setup with a greater sense of efficiency and perhaps self-knowledge when it comes to what you eat, drink, the nutrients that you have in your system, and perhaps also the amount of exercise you get. When it comes to work, this could be a time when you have a huge stroke of fortune, especially in the second half of this week. And if you do apply for a job and you prepare for it well, read up, and you're well informed, I think you're going to impress your inquisitors in a very, very good way. So why is all this building up for you? Well, the story begins really principally with the arrival about a year ago of Jupiter in this part of your horoscope, more recently with Mercury and then Venus. And late last week, if you remember, from Tuesday to the end of the week, I should say, Mercury and Jupiter were combining, very positive, if you're choosing to inform yourself, because the detail that Mercury in Virgo brings to the more expansive view of Jupiter, which is in actual fact in detriment in Virgo, can help you to get that greater sense of being more aware of some of these issues. Well, those two continue to combine into the start of this week, but by the second half of the week, they're combining with Venus. And that's about relating, but it's also about what we desire and put in our bodies. So it is kind of asking you to think about how you can create a greater sense of purity, I think would probably be the right word, in how you approach all different parts of your situation. The more simple things are, the more grounded they are, the more well organized they are. And as I say, anything which can help you to feel fitter, stronger, more alert, and that generally comes from diet and exercise, is going to be a good thing too. The story is also burnished even more because on Tuesday of this week, the sun pitches up in Virgo too. So you've got four very big influences, all making their voices heard in this sign. Virgo is about discrimination. It is about grappling with details. It's about tangibility. It's not about airy-fairy ethereal ideas. It is about how we can make things work in the here and now. So that's really the big emphasis of this week, but there are other influences too. Not least that your ruler Mars continues to combine with the rather strict and restrictive energies of Saturn. Now in your ninth solar house, this is very much about adventure, it's about higher knowledge, it's about philosophy, and it can be about contracts and fair play. If you do need to grapple with somebody around any of these areas, I do feel that the role of Neptune continues to be quite mischievous. For example, if you're trying to get some kind of agreement drawn up, just try to visualize where the other person may be coming from. Don't be fooled by what they're telling you. Use the analysis of Virgo to help you to get to the bottom of where they're really coming from, and that will protect you, because I think it's possible that at its worst there could be a bit of deception this week, at its best some kind of misunderstanding. So I wouldn't be too ready to give someone the benefit of the doubt. When Mars and Saturn get together, it's almost like trying to drive a car with our foot hard on the accelerator but with the handbrake on, and it can cause a lot of frustration if things don't go forwards quite as quickly as we would like. So one of the things that I would advise you to do with this week is, yes, try to think of the concept of virtue, but don't try to be too virtuous. Don't try to cram in too much. And this is underscored by the fact that on Thursday there is a quarter moon in the quick-witted Gemini. And this suggests that if you do, in the second half of this week, your nervous system could really start to complain. So make a bit of a list about what's really important to you and what you can affect directly and straightforwardly. Do that research, which is very important. Be as informed as possible, and then apply the ideas and the practices and the energy into the things that are crucial, and try to close your mind off to all the other distractions that might try to seek your attention as the week goes on. When it comes to your love life, I do think, especially if you're in a live-in relationship, this would be a good time to think about who does what around the domestic chores. And if there is a bit more you could do, I think if you do invest of yourself like this, it will be greatly appreciated. If it's you who's very conscientious in this regard, then maybe it's time to flag up to your partner that it's time for them to pull their weight just that little bit more. It's been a real pleasure being with you. Thank you for joining me. Good luck and goodbye for now.